Page 152, E minor scale study. We're just in the key of E minor. They're using the harmonic minor scale and they're using the primary chords, putting it all together. So let's just look it over and see what we get. It's 3 lines long. Treble and bass clef, 1 sharp in the key signature. Well, we're studying the key of E minor, so it makes sense. So we're doing the scales for E minor and G major in the arpeggios too, I think. 4/4 time signature. Let's take it one hand at a time first here. You're just doing the E minor scale here. And then the second one, you're just kind of going down. I mean, you are going down, you have an extra note in there. It's a big deal. And then the last line you hear, just cross over for 1 note. That's all. And for the last measure, I recommend you reach up and use 2/5, not 1/5. Here. Because the extended position for it is here. If you're doing the arpeggios, this is what you're getting. And we're not using all the notes. We're not using the B, but that's what we're doing. So just reach up. Yeah, that's what I recommend. There's nothing wrong with this fingering. I just don't like moving my hands around when I don't have to, and this kind of a pattern happens a lot. So it's just nice to read. You can feel this eventually. You won't even have to look at the keyboard. You just know where they are. Left hand, well, it's got the chords. 5/7 chord. The second line's 1 chord. And then the third line is 4 chord. Yeah, okay. Then we put the hands together. Well, it shouldn't be 2. You put the hands together, it shouldn't be too difficult, I'm hoping. The last 2 measures, the left hand's tied. You're just holding it down. There, okay. Articulation, slurs and staccatos and whatnot, just slur it. And hinging at the wrist, I'm up on the key and bouncing off. Bump up on both hands. So you add in the articulation. Then the dynamics, P. Now it's going to apply to the right hand because whatever the melody is, in this case it's in the right hand. It's soft, but you got the hairpin, you're going to go up to loud. Don't start changing until the C. The last 3 notes are going to get a little louder. Soft. Here, now. There. Those notes get louder. Come down to moderately loud. Then you go back to soft. Okay. The third line, you're soft. The left has to be very soft. These chords need to be in the background. Keep these chords out of the way. Even the last 2 measures here. This is what we want to hear, not this. Yeah, that's what we want. Then the speed. Andante is just a laser. The 8th notes will slow you down. What do you want to do those at? Don't go too slow on them, because then the quarter notes, they drag. You got to find a speed that works for both. So you go, the 8th notes, I want to slow it down. The quarter notes and the half notes, I want to speed it up. You find something in between. Remember the natural accents? 1, 2, 3, 4. Exaggerate them if you need to. Exaggerate it. Let the wrist collapse a little bit on these. Stay relaxed. You don't want to exaggerate them when you play it. You just want to feel the natural accents. Now the first and second endings, remember that. When you get to the end of the first ending, there's a repeat sign, sends you back to the beginning to do the whole thing again. But the second time, you skip the first ending because you've already done it. You do the second ending and go on. So it's about 1.5 lines longer than it looks. They have pedal at the end. If you want to add pedal, that's fine. It's up to you. They're longer held notes, and a lot of times in piano, we will use pedal to add the overtones to the longer held notes. It gives them color. It's the purpose. And that's basically all they're doing here. So just adding the overtones to the end. Put the pedal down right after you play the notes, and leave it down and bring everything up together. I'm not going to show pedal if that's all they're going to do. You don't need pedal. You could play it fine without it. Remember the retardando, slow down a little bit. Yeah. Let's play this together slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the louds and softs. We will do the repeat. I'll give us 4 counts, slowly. Well, slow for me, huh? If you've been doing the scale, this should be fairly easy for you by now, I'm hoping. 1 and 2 and ready and go and. And 4 and. And repeat. And 4 and. Second ending. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and off.